Hello, welcome back to a very special episode of the Force Commander's Guide to Purging Nurgle. I'm Jade Star, joined as always by my favorite friend who is here 100% voluntarily, Polish.
Hi.
Is that it? We're just being shy and short today? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Alright. I don't know, you said you had something prepared, and that seemed underwhelming. So hey, last time, you may not have remembered, but I was channeling some outer Polish that really wanted me to spend requisition on some armor, some tier 3 Terminator armor, which I did. But the Grandmaster's response is coming up in 5 days, and I don't have 6 requisition to improve armory access, so this is what I'm doing to solve that problem.
Death Guard plague ship detected. Anomalous readings.
Just intentionally picking a fight with the Death Guard.
Yes.
Confirmed. Targeting systems disrupted. Cannot acquire stable lock.
Commander, permission to issue a strike squad and we will make short work of them.
Alternative. I will directly interface with the weapons arrays to detonate our ordnance in flight. This may disrupt the defensive swarm.
So there's some options
I must
here.
caution you, Commander.
They actually outgun us, which is probably
State your
why
orders.
open fire says we'll be at great risk. Having lunette fire on the swarm might be less risk, but probably damage to the ship or slow construction speed or something.
The enemy ship is well warded, Commander. Even I cannot project my psychic powers onto its decks.
Or we can go board them.
No stratagems.
Yeah, that's important.
Did you take 2 apothecaries on this mission?
No.
Oh.
It's a shame you must destroy the ship, studying the effects of millennia-long exposure to the Plague God's touch.
Not today, Inquisitor.
Could she
Brothers,
channel any more
disable the
Valen?
cruiser with all haste. The Edict will enter a holding pattern while you destroy the power supplies, but we can only delay engagement for so long.
You, on the squad screen, you were probably looking at Boars and seeing that he was in Terminator armor as well as... it's not Harn. Harn's still in power armor. Elgon? I think Elgon's our Terminator apothecary.
Yeah. So, I haven't done a boarding action yet.
No.
There haven't been ships on the map. No stratagems. 10 turns to disable the power generators.
Yep.
And I believe you are always in go time.
Yes. So much like the Tantara side, this is a DLC mission that does not give you the reprieve of being out of combat. We are always, I guess as you called it, go time, combat time. There's no free reloads, there's no free AP when we discover an enemy, there's no reset between in and out of combat. So we have 30 AP per night to spend. And,
Not a lot of time to do it, really.
right. Also, I love the fucking Eversor, just clicking on him and hearing that laugh. It really breaks up the seriousness of the moment to me. So it's kind of a lot like the Tantara side in that respect. Instead of constantly getting bombarded, though, we have no stratagems. They're constantly
Infinite
getting
reinforcements.
Which at least makes sense. We're in their ship. There should be, theoretically, hundreds of these guys.
Yeah.
At least hundreds of the actual Marines and then whatever lesser demons.
Yeah, you don't have very long to take out the power generators, though. It's basically 2.5 turns for each of them.
Yep.
And that includes the time that you have to spend getting to and
Right.
from.
Turn 1, I don't think you're even getting out of that isolated loading bay.
So unfortunately, you're not really... You don't have a whole lot of opportunity to stand and fight. You can kill them in fact, should kill them very quickly. But once you've blown up a power generator, it seems like the best course of action is just to scoot and move on.
Yeah. Moving out! Oh, you kind of have to be planning and efficient. Oh, so I love this one. We have 19 range on extract seeds. Remember the last time you were here, and I was just like, those yellows. I don't have skulls, and I got to figure out how to get them.
Right.
God, well, range 19's extractor skull is so good.
I've claimed
He's
thee.
substantially out of shooting range. It's far enough that he may not be able to run at you and shoot. Actually, technically, if he could move directly at you, he should be in range of a bolter.
Yeah, I mean, 2 AP to move is 10 tiles, and then bolter range 10.
Unleash me.
Also, I
Firing on
messed
target.
up order of operations, and this is a map where it pays to be efficient because I shot this thing twice with just the car before getting support fire in range.
Death to the
Maybe I could have saved myself an AP here. Also, I think it's worth noting that I put a side cannon on Boars, because they're great. And he's got the Terminator, and he's level 8, so I got those skills over there. I think it's the first time I've taken that out in the field.
I'm not entirely sure the Eversor is really all that useful on this mission. I mean, he can focus on enemies, but there's a part of me that thinks that it would have been better, not even like with a Vindicator, just taking another knight who can, if nothing else, help throw bolter fire. All else being equal, it's 5 bolter shots to take these things out. That's...
Well, his pistol does as much as a bolter.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're still, once you're within range, it's essentially half your men spending all of their AP to kill this, or less if you have, you know, support fire or a stronger weapon.
Right. Support fire and 2 attacks from a 5 damage weapon, like a side cannon, would get rid of a core in 2 AP, assuming positioning.
Yeah, so it's certainly not impossible to do all this within 10 turns. Obviously, you know, they wouldn't have shipped the mission if it was like that.
I mean,
it's not
you
even
say
necessarily
that,
all that.
But you remember Harebrained Scheme and their idea of reinforcements?
I mean, okay. That's maybe a little bit different. This is I'd say this is a little bit more constrained space.
Right, yeah.
Given that you have enemies on the field, you have spent the AP of other people, you might as well, you know, not let them shoot you in the back. But there's part of me that wonders, even more so than the other mission, if it would make sense to split to 2 and 2 and just sort of blitz it.
Yeah.
I don't remember if destroying the power generators is an immediate mission end, or if you have to wait for extraction.
No, much like most kill and objective things that I can think of, it's an immediate mission.
Yeah, so you could probably clear these missions relatively quickly with, like, a pair of interceptors, 2 other marines, and then you just split one group on each side.
Yeah. And I'm about halfway there. The Ivysaur is essentially a non-Space Marine interceptor. He just is really enthusiastic about his job. And killing. And drugs.
Standing ready.
Oh, you know. I think I forgot that the Ivysaur gets 1 free parry a turn. He's got 100% rate on his thing. And I'm worrying about this Plague Surgeon too much. Plague Surgeon is somehow hardier than the giant piece of machinery. I don't know, maybe it's delicate. And yeah, I need to start figuring out how to quickly get from point A to point B after destroying the first generator. Like, I need to be running. I maybe didn't need to be fighting those 2 guys on the opposite side of the catwalk. It's the hard instinct for me to suppress of see enemy, kill enemy.
Right. Well, again, with how quickly you ticked on the first generator, and knowing that the other generators are not individually that far away, like, going to the opposite side of the generator to fight this guy is maybe not the best use of AP. But these Plague Marines are going to be, you know, shooting you. chasing you down. And there's certainly something to be said for just reducing incoming damage early in the mission before you have to, you know, plow through all of these reinforcements, which appear to be camping the last, well, third generator you'll probably hit.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a buildup of defenders
On the hunt.
at some point.
Destroy.
I'm assuming that these are like half-size reinforcements.
Well, this fought with a surgeon and a single marine, so it certainly feels like it's half size. The one time they mutate, and the way I hate the most.
Just plus 6 HP, negate most of your attack.
Yeah. I guess I can just feed the kill XP to the Epicor. Oh, am I doing HP math?
Trying to decide if it's worth taking the AP and then healing.
Honestly, I think if you're not drugging the Epicor every turn, either you're not in combat or you're doing it wrong.
I mean, he recovered 4 HP from that.
6.
Was it 6?
It was a net gain of 4. 2 for the drugs.
I thought he was 13 out of 8, and then you spent the drug and then attacked. So,
Well, because the surgeon had, what was that, like 32 max HP, so he gets 20% back of that, so he should have gotten a 6 HP heal.
I probably was not correctly reading the HP.
I don't know.
I gotta remember these things a few seconds in the past without paying special attention to them.
Man, I don't. I think I was doing the math because, you know, spend 2 AP or 2 HP for the drugs, kill that guy, get 6, or I'm up 4. I might have wanted to be up more and considered not drugging him, but the extra movement is real valuable.
I'm sort of wondering how you activated these guys with the
Yeah,
two
that's-
obvious doors blocking any vision into their area.
I bet they were going to path into the room that I was in.
And so they just activated right before moving.
Yeah, well, instead of having them just appear in the room, as we know that they kind of just mysteriously cease to exist at point A and begin existing at point B, even if I have intervening vision, but whatever. But because I could see their destination and there was a door, I think they just activated on the door rather than just being in the room with me, like, surprise.
I mean, that sort of makes sense. I feel like they've
Command.
pathed a little bit closer than that in the past, but you know, having a door as a barrier, it would make sense for them to not have opened it. So I agree, it's probably some sort of sanity check where it's like, oh, if there's a door between you and them, don't just teleport
is
there,
your
open
will?
the
Yeah.
door first.
Gliding through the wall.
I think I was doing math. These all should die in one hit. And Ruthless Precision getting me a few extra AP is also very nice.
That is a guy who loves his job.
That's what I say every time I see him.
Yes, Commander.
Lack of free reloads.
I have sanctified my rounds.
It's not like you had AP that you could have spent any other time. This is just the consequence of, you know, constantly being in go time.
Oh, I may mention how much I hate the fact that it bothers to show me, like, melee infinite ammo, because what useless information is that?
Right. You want to see what your ranged weapon has.
Destroy, Commander.
So I went looking for mods. It has been a long time since I've bothered looking for mods, since, you know, it's had a couple of DLCs, etc., and so forth. This game still has no mod support anywhere I can find. Absolutely
probably
zero.
Not very moddable.
Well, I don't know what goes into making games moddable or not. I guess just the devs have to do something in the code to make it that way? I don't know.
I mean, it's generally a little bit more complicated than that. How easy it is for somebody to change things about the game, to go and replace models, you know, change values in the game rules, is going to vary from game to game. And in this case, the devs didn't make that stuff easy to alter. God only knows why.
Yeah.
I mean, good mod support will keep a game, you know, running for years and years and years beyond when it otherwise might not have. It's one of the things that kept the original Mount and Blade going. It's one of the things that kept fucking Skyrim going.
Enemy down.
Skyrim is probably the most heavily modded game of all time. And that was an intentional decision. They did that with the previous games and found that it... More corpses.
Yeah. Whole bunch of 1 HP corpses.
More coming!
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah. I do like the special perimeter reinforcements. So, 5 turns in,
Yeah.
you have only killed one of the generators. You've got boars in position to finish the second one off. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're basically on track timing wise. Gotta love rapid reload.
So good.
This isn't like an awful situation, but it's also the sort of thing where I would seriously consider the wisdom of just moving on. These guys aren't hugely dangerous, but especially, like, it may be worth taking an attack or
Yes,
two,
Commander.
especially since these guys are kind of weak, or just magic pixeling a grenade to, you know, clear a bunch of them out, and then just moving on.
Your orders?
I've never really seen you or anybody else try and straight outrun enemies. But I feel like enemies are going to have a hard time keeping up with you and attacking. More or less all you're doing is spending your AP moving away.
Well, if they're melees, then yes, as long as I can move... What, like, if I don't start in base-to-base with them, if I move 10, they can't melee me, because they'll spend 2 of their AP moving, maybe the third one moving, but then they're out of AP for actual melee attacks.
I mean, they could move into contact with you. But I'm more thinking about, like, any of the ranged attackers are going to, you know, they're going to spend 10 AP,
My
or
focus fails me.
10 squares of movement, take a shot at you, and then if you spent 3 more APs worth of movement, they can't shoot at you anymore. In the same way that melee can't really do that.
Right, you might get that first turn being shot at, then you could just keep distance. Yeah, that's good.
Terminated.
Melee enemies don't really need to spend AP to be annoying. All they have to do is get adjacent to you.
Most of the time. Yeah. Interceptor
So-
can teleport out. There's exceptions, but yeah, you're right for most cases.
Yeah. Eversource seems to be very... Spending hit points for more
Your
AP
command.
has some obvious value here.
Yeah.
I
He's
mean,
also
it has
fast. He
obvious
just
value.
is 20% base movement fast.
Activated.
Yeah. It's a very roundabout way of saying he moves 1 square further.
Yeah, but you can spend 3 APs a turn, so he could be 3 squares further.
Right. And that sort of thing, especially because it's only 5 squares per AP, an additional square is kind of substantial. It means that melee characters can't even keep up with you.
Comms off. Ready for battle.
It changes the dynamics of the battlefield in sort of annoying, subtle ways. Like, cover can be far enough apart that you can't quite reach it with the amount of AP that you would want.
Yeah, I do remember the hive of having to spend an AP for one tile worth of movement. Very annoying.
31. A favorable position.
So this is about what I expected to happen. As you went to the third one, you were running into a couple of patrols, or I guess maybe pre-placed pods. And now you have to make a choice. Do you spend time fighting through them so that they don't do damage to you? Or do you just kind of try and push past them?
What is your will?
That is a good question.
I feel like because they are so obviously between you and the power plant, that you're going to fight at least some of them. At least the ones in front of you. The ones behind
Another
you,
seed.
I mean... I almost thought you were going to leave Faunus as a rear guard. Just handle that whole pack by himself, which he probably could do.
Actually, not really. Evisor, in his current state, is kind of a glass cannon. So he's got the sword that gives him one parry a turn, which would be really nice if he's going one-on-one against something. But each of those demons in the back can attack twice if they have the AP for it. And each of them carry a sword that has a 50% parry chance once per turn. So Eversor going toe-to-toe against them, not great, especially 1 versus 3.
Yes, Commander.
That seems perfectly fair. I just kind of expected it to sort of be something of a murder blender, which it can be, and with the recovering hit points. But he doesn't have armor, he doesn't have any way of evading damage beyond the parry, and the more enemies you have attacking, the less valuable that parry is.
Yeah. Also, with each of those guys getting 2 attacks a turn, if they don't have to move as much, makes them very dangerous, and the parry even more devalued.
Yeah. 1-on-1, he's negating 1 of the 2 attacks. 1-on-2, he's negating 1 of 4.
Here. Unleash me.
If you had your stratagems, this would be
Much easier.
trivially easy.
Yeah. I would pretty much just need to
Arms at the
get,
ready.
we'll call it top right reactor before, like, the last turn, and then teleport over.
Yeah, Gate of Infinity and finish off the last reactor.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, this is actually looking somewhat tight, timing-wise.
Yeah, it is. Oh, hey, good Ruthless Precision activation there.
Yeah, it's always extremely handy.
My blade is yours. Strike forth, brother! What is
I
your
mean,
will?
definitely an excellent choice. Wave the flag is... What do you need that willpower for?
Waving the flag.
Yeah, if you're not spending it on waving the flag, or you're not, spending it on shots, you don't get more XP from ending missions with willpower on it.
Another one!
A very awkward situation with the door right there, and then being pincered by the group down the stairs, down left.
Well, if the enemy wanted to attack you, that door certainly isn't going to stop them. Like, something is going to walk through, and then the rest of them could shoot at you.
Yeah,
But
quite worried about.
yeah, you do have the double flank going on. Yeah, good use of 1 AP.
Willpower.
Or, yeah. Well, I mean, you are still spending 1 AP.
Right.
It's 2 willpower for the charge.
Oh yeah, it is 2 willpower. Honestly, forgot I did that. But I remember why, because now I've opened up a space between that and the I think the hope is that he will be too far away to get back into base-to-base contact. Although I think I'm vaguely remembering that's not actually going to be the case. I think Boars is
Exactly 5 tiles away.
is going to get hunkered down or dug into that corner. So hitting the Aegis Shield costs an AP, and then running away 2 AP just led to the status quo of this guy being right there with me. So we're just going to take that full hit, use a skull, and then continue to move, just to open up enough of a gap that the demon can't keep pace and keep facing my apothecary.
Yeah, depending on how the AI movement works, they may still be able to chase you and catch up with you, but at the very least, they're not going to be able to attack you. Or shouldn't, unless the AI works in ways that run contrary to how I've observed it. They're way more annoying in this game than I would have expected.
The game all about Nurgle. I can't believe the Nurglings themselves were a DLC edition. Like, they're in the name.
Yeah, but they're individually not all that exciting. There's a reason why, in Total Warhammer and this, it's not a single Nurgling.
Right, it's a ball of Nurglings.
Yeah. Also, Nurglings are in one particular mission, although there's more of an environmental hazard.
yeah, right. That's right. That was before the DLC, too.
No, that's the wave of flag juice.
Oh, he had drained, yeah.
Yeah.
I was more thinking about the disruption, but yeah, the willpower drain is not good.
So this is very busy.
Yeah.
I sense the enemy converging.
This is the part where you'd be like, man,
Save
it'd be
their
really nice to have a
corpses for
sight
my
cannon right about now.
plagues.
Or a silencer. Silencer would also be really good, actually.
Oh yeah, the cone fire, sure.
The cone that is substantially larger than it feels like it maybe ought to be. A 7 range arc, or I think 5 range on the shorter ones, can still hit a lot of enemy units.
Especially if they're all piled up in melee around you, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I don't think the arc is IFF friendly like the Psionic Onslaught is.
Your orders?
So this is bad, right? This is not great. I got 3 turns, and everybody is
Unleash me.
kind of surrounded.
I mean, you've got one more flag waving.
It's true.
I feel like if you can get 2 people in range, just some support fire shots, because again, it's like 3 or 4 AP to take one of these things down. You have enough turns left, especially with the interceptor being able to teleport. The trick is, can you arrange to do so without, taking any serious injuries?
Good question. Also, do you remember who else can teleport, sort of?
I mean, he's got that ping pong between attackers thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you've actually used Teleport Strike yet.
I did earlier this mission.
I mean, like, prior to this. You've had it on one or two guys.
Right. Sadly, I don't know.
Target.
Unleash me.
I was considering that grenade. There's a couple of options here. Yes, clearly getting the interceptor out of that is the first thing. So now, interceptor is in support fire position for dealing with the core. He only has 1 round loaded. And Evisaur has no rounds loaded.
Yeah, but he can at least get 1 shot off.
Yeah, I mean, it brings the support fire as well.
It's 8 damage.
I think you might have been right, though. I think his pistol does 3, not 4.
Armed and ready.
It might have just been range. He's shooting diagonally, so he may be more than 5 tiles out.
Yeah, that's true.
All you really need at this point is 1 more shot from, 1 more support from Storm.
Yeah. Yeah, next turn, Evisaur can take a shot. Support fire happens. Ah. The last of our flagships.
Yeah. I mean, this does mean that power supply goes down this turn.
Yeah.
Realistically, I'm not sure that it matters if you do this
They're
now
down
or
to
later.
a single generator now.
I think it does.
Oh boy.
I think it really mattered. Can't even tell what that is. I think that's just the Nurgling pile in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nurgling piles aren't particularly aggressive. They tend to just follow along and just try to raise corpses or use their abilities. But they can attack for what little it's worth. It's like a 2 damage melee.
I feel like I know actually what the problem is that you're going to spend your AP now dealing with these enemies, and you're going to be 1 AP short for the Apothecary being able to kill everything. Or to finish that off, and you need to find 1 more shot. Because I was just doing the math. He's got 6 AP. He's going to do 4 damage a shot. But it's going to be reduced because of distance.
Get down!
And to solve that, you need to move closer, which will cost you 1 AP that you need, including a reload.
Oh, really doing some math over there. Okay, yeah.
I could be overthinking this.
No, I think you're thinking smartly, but I think you're forgetting.
Well, I mean, the Interceptor can teleport.
Yeah.
But if waving the flag was important, it's because he couldn't or didn't teleport for some reason.
Less than nothing.
Ow.
No pain.
So the 2
suspecting-
parries I've gotten out so far have actually been pretty significant.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have skulled him.
I'm suspecting that part of the reason why you're not doing that teleport out right now is because you need to save the Eversword. He's very surrounded.
What teleport out right now thing?
I don't know, like either the hypothetical teleporting the Interceptor over to provide support fire or
Less than nothing.
whatever.
Pain is
I'm just trying to predict the future as to how the rest of the mission is going to go.
Well, it's full of Nurgle, let me tell you that.
Yeah, gosh. Looking at this, actually, it is kind of brutal if you're expecting to be able to kill everything you come across and complete the mission objectives.
Yeah, that's not particularly possible. Oh, that's not what I needed.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's bad. That's real bad for the Evisaur.
What is your will?
I mean, yeah, he can...
If only they bled out a little bit harder.
I was just say you could ping pong him out and then throw a frag grenade.
Throw a frag grenade? At what?
Well, at that cluster of enemies.
Ah, but if I teleport out, why do I care about those enemies?
I mean, I suppose that's fair. Because you need to make absolutely damn sure that nothing with a gun is within range of the Eversaur.
Yeah. Which is probably why I'm teleporting farther to the side rather than straight towards the last remaining 4. Maybe I should have. There's the big bone spike. Probably full cover to the hallway. There's really, oh, excuse me, only like one thing that still has a gun out there, and it's the Chaos Marine that's
Unleash me.
taking Overwatch in the junction room. Look at this, just barely the Interceptor can go all the way over here to the Apothecary.
The warp resists my will.
Ready to kill.
Does he have ammo?
The Interceptor.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Well, the UI doesn't tell me.
Yeah. Well, I did see the support fire icon appear over his head, so he at least has 1 round.
Your orders? Kneel! Yes, Commander.
Okay, so that was vaguely important, because now he dies to 1 hit, and then Ruthless Precision gives me that AP back.
Yeah, that definitely see how that's handy. I am sort of sitting here. I mean, you have 2 turns remaining, so between the Interceptor and the Apothecary, you should be able to just dumpster this on the last turn. Damn you, HP mutations.
Right. We gambled at 70%.
What is your will? Your command.
Doesn't have line of fire to the core from there. Getting full damage, maybe. Get a little more with oh no, he's got a 5 damage boulder. His 5 damage boulder is falling off to 4. Yeah, okay.
Well, it was 5 damage going up to 7 -1.
Firing now!
Yeah.
So turns out easier than I
It
expected
turns
to
out
kill
you were
that.
good at
The
math.
last
Yeah.
of the power generators. The cruiser is defenseless and can be destroyed on your order, Commander.
So, I forgot how this exactly ended because it's been a week since I recorded, but I was really right when I said that all it took was 2 bolter rounds doing at least 5, and the Interceptor support fire being in the right place.
Well, yeah, that's just math.
Yeah, I just needed 2 AP in spent in the right place.
I didn't... There's your 3 requisition.
Yep, that's why we did this. I mean, theoretically, it also cleans out the strategic layer board of the star map, but I did it for the requisition because Grandmaster Kai is going to call right after this.
+1 use per turn for the auto abilities. That includes his healing on kill, right?
I believe so, because I'm going to go over here. Auto abilities, boom, there's kill drive.
Yeah, and
Yep.
parry. So this
And
makes
bio meltdown.
I don't think he can actually auto that twice a turn, though. Seems impractical. But
Seems
killing
improbable.
Rampage is...
Oh yeah. So that's certainly a thing you can do. It does lower his max HP, and I think unspoken is that is per turn.
Yes, it costs 2 max HP for every turn they haven't activated. But in the short term, it can let you use your abilities for a net 0 or even a positive gain versus
Yeah.
the HP you would have spent. And you do more damage. We're finally going for Endurance Biomancy to Purify.
Yes. And I was really thinking, like, do I want Sympathetic Biomancy, but at a 15%, it's kind of and low. So now I'm just going to go over here and get +2 heal. So that way I can go towards Ruthless Precision, Crit Chance, or Seed Snatch. Although when I can throw skulls 19 meters to steal seeds, I don't really need this Seed Snatch ability.
No, I mean, theoretically, you could, I don't know, use the Biomancy Skull,
Ugh.
but at the very least, Ruthless Precision is worthwhile.
Yeah.
Extremely worthwhile, as we've seen over and over. More HP is more better.
So that was it for this one. This was a quick one, just because I really wanted to get that requisition in however I could before Grandmaster Kai calls. So I can finally unlock all the rest of the armor, except for the assassin gear, the next time he calls. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time when Grandmaster Kai rewards us for our glorious deeds.
Hope I can get Blueberry.
Wait, does our requisition increase the ice cream flavor selection in the
Ice
freezer?
cream, we're talking about snow cones.
Oh, okay. How appropriate, yeah, okay.